In this video, we're going to learn how to properly evaluate a current manufacturer and create a sourcing and filtering process to find a new manufacturing partner. In this example, we're going to examine a client named Urban Bloom and go over the challenges they faced with growth. You'll learn how they followed a professional sourcing procedure that benefited them in ways never imagined, including improved product quality, alignment with a long-term manufacturing partner, and a 22.5% decrease in manufacturing cost of goods. Welcome back, I'm Josh with Process. Let's jump into today's topic. Let's learn a little bit about our case study, Urban Bloom. Urban Bloom is known for its pillows that use high quality and safe materials. They gained a strong following on social media and saw steady sales increase for the last several years. But like many companies, the increase in sales also came with challenges. Specifically, they were outgrowing their current factory partner, who was struggling to keep up with the demand and optimize product cost of goods, or COGS. Now let's pause for a second and understand why this is such a big deal. When a manufacturer has trouble keeping up with the demand, it typically leads to a decrease in product quality. This can dramatically impact customer satisfaction, brand feel and reviews, and recurring orders. Urban Bloom began seeing these impacts, so they turned to Process for support. The company's goals were to find a manufacturing partner who could stabilize quality, keep up with growth, and manage the pricing of raw materials with supply chain vendors. How do you do this? Well, the first step is to understand the relationship with the current supplier. It's not uncommon for the relationship to have come through Alibaba, a sourcing agent, or a trading company. All of these come with a margin attached, similar to a real estate agent's sales commission. However, unlike a real estate agent, these margins are typically 10 to 25%, and they last the lifetime of the relationship. For example, if your product costs $10 to make, then the factory will charge you $12.50 to account for the added fees. At Process, we typically uncover these fees by asking for a bill of materials, or BOM. We specifically ask for factories to disclose things like factory management fees, trading company fees, and agent markup fees. If the factory is unwilling to disclose this information, then we simply tell them we are going out to market to reprice and reassess manufacturing options. Urban Bloom was in a similar position and needed to map the manufacturing landscape to understand what products could and should cost at various factory levels. That brings us to our second step, which was to outline key criteria used in our sourcing procedure. This process typically takes 1 to 2 weeks and can include criteria such as the size of the facility, allocation of employee headcount, factory growth trajectory, competency in grade, efficiency and product type, investment in machinery, management protocols, supply chain vendor options. Obviously, this is not a complete list, but you can see how we use this information to create a standard system for ranking potential factories. For Urban Bloom, we used this system to identify 2 to 3 dozen companies. We then narrowed down that list to our top 18 and moved to our next step, which was to divide these into groupings: low, mid, and high range facilities. Lower range facilities are smaller factories with less management and overhead. They can produce products cost effectively, however, they struggle to maintain quality and scalability. Mid-range facilities are factories that begin to invest in their teams and their equipment. This is where you begin to see international clients, standardized teams, and investments in grade. High-range facilities are factories that have found a niche within the industry that give them a significant advantage over competition. Pricing could be 5 to 8% higher. However, these facilities generally bring product ideas and innovation to their customers to support growth. Now, the final step, selecting the factory partner. The selection process is not always determined by which factory you want to work with. For instance, Urban Bloom wanted to work with a high-range facility. However, the current and forecasted sales volume didn't align. At the same time, Urban Bloom had outgrown a low-range facility due to current volume, creating delays and limitations to product improvements and design details. In the end, Urban Bloom switched to a larger, mid-range facility. Although their original factory was a great start, After 2 years, the company had outgrown factory capacity and was struggling to sustain quality and lower product costs. By switching, they saw improvements in sourcing, supply chain options, and labour, even at a higher production volume. The pivot to realign also resulted in an improvement in product grade, product design, and product significance, all while reducing COGS by 22.5% through the use of more efficient machinery. This allowed Urban Bloom to not only grow margins, but also correctly align with a manufacturing partner that is right-sized for future growth, future products, and a manufacturing partner that is willing to share investment in product quality and product development for the Urban Bloom brand. Let's close by outlining what we've learned from Urban Bloom. Outgrowing a manufacturing partner can lead to lower product quality and severe downstream business impacts. In order to identify potential manufacturing partners, you need to create key selection criteria that outlines the needs of the brand and the ability of facilities. Group facilities into low, mid, and high to understand where the company should be placed for alignment today and in the future. Navigate towards company beneficial goals when making your final selection. Thanks for your time. If you need help with product development, product design, or product manufacturing, well, let's connect. With over 50 years of experience, we are Process, and we'd love to work with you. Give us a call or visit us online at processag.com.